What's up guys, it's Jamey. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be unboxing, taking a first look at each of the new colors of the Beats Studio Buds that Apple just released. I ended up buying each of the different colorways just because I wanted to see which of these colors ends up looking best and so we can compare them between one another. Also for reference, I use both the Powerbeats Pro wireless as well as the AirPods Pro. AirPods Pro, I'm probably using these about 70% of the time, and then the rest of the time I'm using the Powerbeats Pro. I don't use these for the gym or anything like that. Mainly I'm using these for listening to stuff on my iPad. I don't like talking on the phone with these because you don't have the transparency mode. I also don't like the form factor of these when working out or running. I don't like the hook around the ear. A lot of people buy these for the hook around the ear. I just find that if I am wearing like a hat at the gym, the hook is like impeding on my hat and it just doesn't, it's not comfortable for me. And so these guys have been a main daily driver and I really haven't found anything that I like better than the AirPods Pro. I'm a little surprised because it kind of seems like these fell off the radar a little bit and there isn't a whole lot of attention surrounding them, and I'm not really sure why. I feel like if it was maybe like another Beats product or or another AirPods, that there'd be a lot more excitement surrounding it. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Another thing that is interesting about these is just the price point. So these are selling for $149.99. The Powerbeats Pro that have been around for, I would say maybe 2 years now, these just got released. These just got reduced by $50 down to $109.99. So from a price point standpoint, it's just these being the newest and also only being $149.99. I find it a little bit interesting. Let's start with unboxing the red colorway. You can see the packaging. I will say that the way in which you put the earbuds back in the case, it's a little bit different. I think it takes a little bit to get used to. You have to, I use the contact points for the charging as a way to line them up because it is a little bit different than if you're used to AirPods. It has like the similar feel and snap that you get in like the AirPods case, but the case is in much more of like of a matte finish. I think the red, it's interesting if you're looking for a red. I typically don't gravitate towards red. I'm more plain colors, so that would be like the black and the white would be more of my flavor. So now we're going to unbox the black color. Looking at the black versus the red, I think the black is definitely a better colorway. I do like how like everything around the case and the earbuds themselves is matte, but then you have just the little component that sticks out of the ear that is in the glossy black color, which I think is a nice touch. It's definitely like a much better quality and look from like the Powerbeats Pro case design. I mean, this thing is huge. So here we have the white. So I find the white to be very different. It has a completely different look and feel to it because it's a matte white. So when I look at like the matte red or I look at like the black and them being in a matte colorway, the matte in the red and the black almost makes it look a little cheaper, a little plasticky. When you see this matte white color, it looks much more elevated and much more higher end. It has a completely different feeling as soon as you pull this out of the packaging. And it's kind of like a two-tone, so you have like white on the outside with almost like a grayish color on the inside. Similar to like the other earbuds, the part that sticks out of your ear, that's in more of a gloss. So this The utilization, this, I can tell you right now, if I was to recommend any color, it would be the white, hands down. For reference here, you can see the 3 colors lined up with one another. I think it's going to be difficult in this setting to tell the subtle differences between the different colors, but I will say that this white has like a different feel towards it. The matte in the white with the black symbol, I think, gives it a much more elevated look versus the red and the black. Not to say there's anything wrong with these, just me personally, I'd be gravitated more towards the white colorway. You can see that the Powerbeats Pro case is much larger. The Beat Studio Buds are much more slim. I think it looks a little bit nicer as well. Has a more elevated, kind of sophisticated look. Additionally, for a further comparison, here is the AirPods Pro case compared to the Beat Studio Buds. You can see the Beat Studio Buds case, it's a little bit longer and a little bit thicker than the AirPods Pro case. And you can see all the cases lined up with one another. It's just glaring just how large the Powerbeats Pro case is compared to everything else that's out there. I don't know if you guys really care to see this, but I'll try each of the Studio Buds on so you can get a feeling of what it looks like. Here's the red. I think the red looks kind of cool. Not always like a red guy, but could be a fun color. Definitely can't go wrong with the black. Much more subtle, sleek, minimal. I don't know about when they were actually on. They might look a little bigger, a little bulkier than the other colors. I think they look fine. So pairing the Beat Studio Buds to your iPhone is very easy. It's similar to any of the other AirPods or other Beats products. If you just take the case and have it close to your phone and then open up the case, your phone's going to recognize it. You can connect and pair in that fashion. So a couple of things that I noticed with using these, just very quickly right now. First, I found that they did get very loud. It seemed like they got much louder than my AirPods Pro. I will say that the sound quality wasn't as great as I thought on the AirPods Pro. At those higher levels, it sounded like it got a little distorted. A couple other things that I think are interesting is you don't have if you take like an earbud out, it doesn't stop playing automatically. In terms of like the fit, they seem fine in my ears. I have tried other like Galaxy earbuds that didn't really fit well. These seem to fit okay. I want to try these out a little bit more. I want to go and actually use them in different scenarios to see if in prolonged use there is going to be some pain, because they are a little bit bigger than AirPods. Also, I would be curious to see, like, if you are doing some rigorous activity, how that fit in a prolonged time period when you do have sweat. If these do, start to dislodge a little bit in my ear. I find that with like the AirPods Pro, if I am running, every so often I have to just kind of push them in a little bit more, but they never have fallen out really ever. So I'm going to use each of these for a little while in a bunch of different settings. So typically when I'm working, I'm taking calls with my headphones. I'm listening to things. I use them at the gym. And so in a given day, I have headphones in my ears for an extended period of time. And I think it's worthwhile to give the Beat Studio Buds that type of a work through to get a good overall review, to see if these are earbuds that are worth that $150 price point. The earbud market is so crowded right now. So I really think that when you're looking at these various price points, that something really has to stand out in order to make it worth it. Because even when you're looking at $150 to $200, like if you can get that much more out of it for $50 more or whatever, if it's $180, if you can get that much more for $40 or $50 more, it might be worth it. So I just want to see an extended use in different settings if these Beat Studio Buds live up to the hype, if they are worth that $150 price tag. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you could, before we sign off, please go ahead and like the video. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, and I will catch you in the next video.